Ever feel like your legs just don't have the strength they used to? Maybe it's not just age. It could be the way you're stretching. You see, stretching should keep your muscles strong and flexible, not leave them feeling weaker. But if you're making one of these 5 common mistakes, you might be doing more harm than good. Let's walk through them together so you can keep moving with confidence, no matter your age. Mistake 1, rushing through the stretch. You know that stiff, creaky feeling when you stand up after sitting too long? Like your legs have aged 10 years overnight? It's frustrating, isn't it? And it's one of the main reasons so many of us turn to stretching, to keep our muscles loose, our joints limber, and our legs strong. But here's the catch. Stretching only helps if you take your time with it. Mistake number 1, rushing through the stretch. It's a bit like trying to cook a slow-cooked stew in a microwave. You might get it done faster, but you lose all the goodness in the process. Muscles need time to relax and lengthen, to shake off that stiffness and rebuild their flexibility. They're like a tight rubber band. Pull too quickly, and you risk a snap, or worse, a long-term strain that leaves you feeling weaker instead of stronger. I see this a lot. Someone bends over, touches their toes for a quick second, then pops back up like they've just conquered Mount Everest. But stretching isn't just about checking a box. It's about giving your muscles the time they need to release tension, improve circulation, and reset for the day. So, the next time you stretch, take a moment, breathe deeply, hold a position for 20 to 30 seconds, and let your body slowly ease into it. Picture those muscles loosening like a knot you've been carrying around. It takes a little patience, but the payoff is worth it. You might be surprised how much stronger and more flexible your legs feel when you stop rushing the process. Mistake 2, stretching cold muscles. All right, let's talk about another common misstep, stretching cold muscles. It's a bit like trying to bend a frozen tree branch. Stiff, uncooperative, and more likely to snap if you push it too hard. Yet, it's a mistake so many of us make without even thinking. Picture this. You stand up, feel a bit stiff, and immediately reach for your toes or stretch your calves, hoping to shake off that tightness. But here's the catch. Muscles need warmth to be flexible. When they're cold, they're naturally tighter, less responsive, and more prone to small tears. It's like trying to stretch an old rubber band you found in the back of a drawer. You pull too quickly, and it's likely to snap. That's why athletes don't just dive into deep stretches right out of the gate. They warm up first, not just to get their heart pumping, but to make sure their muscles are ready to stretch without risk. And while you don't need to run a marathon or break a sweat, a few minutes of gentle movement can make a world of difference. Try walking around the house, marching in place, or even doing a few light leg swings. The goal is simple. Get the blood flowing, wake up those muscles, and let them know you're about to ask a bit more from them. Because here's the thing, stretching cold muscles can actually lead to micro tears, soreness, and long-term stiffness, the exact things you're trying to avoid. It's like trying to force a rusty hinge. It's just asking for trouble. So, before you dive into those stretches, give your body a moment to warm up. Think of it as a little good morning for your legs, a way to gently remind them that you're still ready to move, stay strong, and keep going. Mistake 3, ignoring the importance of balance in your stretches. All right, let's talk about a mistake that often slips under the radar, ignoring the importance of balance in your stretches. It's a bit like only tuning one side of the piano. Sure, you might get a few good notes, but the overall sound is going to be off. The same goes for your body. You see, stretching isn't just about lengthening muscles. It's also about maintaining balance between opposing muscle groups. If you focus too much on one side and ignore the other, you're actually setting yourself up for weakness, poor posture, and a higher risk of injury. For instance, if you always stretch your hamstrings but neglect your quads or calves, you can end up with tight, overworked front leg muscles and weaker, less flexible back leg muscle. This kind of imbalance can throw off your posture, strain your joints, and even make you more prone to falls. It's like walking around with one shoe on and one shoe off. It just throws everything out of alignment. And it's not just about left versus right. It's about front to back, top to bottom. Your legs are a complex network of muscles, tendons, and joints that need to work together in harmony. When one group gets too tight or too weak, the whole system feels off, and you might find yourself struggling with simple tasks like getting up from a chair or climbing a flight of stairs. So, as you stretch, remember to give equal attention to all sides. If you're loosening up those hamstrings, don't forget about your quads. If you're stretching your calves, make sure you're also giving your shins a little love. This balanced approach will help keep your legs strong, flexible, and ready for whatever life throws your way, whether it's chasing grandkids around the yard or just feeling confident on your morning walk. Mistake 4, holding your breath while stretching. All right, let's move on to a surprisingly common mistake, holding your breath while stretching. It's one of those habits that can sneak up on you without you even realizing it, but it can make a big difference in how effective your stretches are. Think about it. Your muscles need oxygen to work efficiently, and when you hold your breath, you're essentially cutting off their fuel supply. It's a bit like trying to drive a car with a parking brake on. You're just not giving your body what it needs to perform at its best. Plus, holding your breath can actually add tension to your muscles, making it harder for them to fully relax and lengthen. And I get it. It's an easy habit to fall into. Sometimes when you reach for your toes or push into a deep stretch, you instinctively hold your breath, almost like you're bracing for a challenge. But this does the opposite of what you want. It tightens your muscles instead of loosening them. Here's a simple fix. Make your breath part of the stretch. Inhale deeply as you ease into the position, then exhale slowly as you hold the stretch, letting your body relax a little more with each breath. It's a bit like letting out a deep sigh after a long day. It just feels right. And if you need a reminder, try thinking of your breath as a rhythm that guides your stretch, slow, steady, and full of intention. Not only will this help your muscles release tension, but also increases blood flow, reduces the risk of cramps, and even helps clear your mind. So, the next time you stretch, take a deep breath and let it work with you, not against you. You'll be amazed at how much lighter and more flexible your legs feel when you add a little oxygen to the mix. Mistake 5, overstretching or pushing too hard. All right, let's tackle the final common mistake, overstretching or pushing too hard. This one can sneak up on you, especially if you're someone who prides themselves on being tough, resilient, or determined to push through the pain. But here's the thing, stretching isn't about proving how flexible you are or forcing your body into uncomfortable positions. In fact, that approach can do more harm than good. Think of your muscles like a thick, braided rope. If you pull too hard, you don't just stretch it, you risk fraying the fibers, creating tiny tears that can actually weaken the whole rope over time. It's the same with your muscles. Overstretching can lead to small tears in the muscle fibers, joint strain, and long-term damage that actually leaves you less flexible and more prone to injury. And it's not just about avoiding pain. When you push too hard, your body's natural response is to tighten up, to protect itself from what it senses as a threat. This reflex, called the stretch reflex, can actually make your muscles more rigid, not less. So, how do you find the sweet spot? Listen to your body. A good stretch should feel like gentle resistance, a little bit of effort, but never sharp pain or intense discomfort. It's okay to challenge yourself, but you should always be able to breathe deeply and relax into the stretch without wincing or clenching your jaw. And if you're someone who likes to test their limits, remember that flexibility is a marathon, not a sprint. Your muscles will thank you for being patient, consistent, and kind, not just the parts that feel tight, but to your whole body. So the next time you stretch, take a moment to check in with yourself. Are you gently encouraging your muscles to loosen up, or are you pushing them past their comfort zone? If it's the latter, ease up a bit. You'll be stronger, more flexible, and a lot happier in the long run. All right, we've covered 5 common stretching mistakes that can actually weaken your legs over time. Rushing through stretches, stretching cold muscles, ignoring balance, holding your breath, and pushing too hard. If you found yourself making 1 or 2 of these, don't worry, you're not alone. The good news is, it's never too late to make a change. Your legs are like old friends. They've carried you through decades of adventures, challenges, and memories. They deserve a little care and attention, a bit of patience, and a lot of appreciation. So, the next time you stretch, remember these simple adjustments. Breathe deeply, move slowly, and listen to what your body needs. Treat your muscles like the lifelong companions they are, and they'll reward you with strength, flexibility, and confidence for years to come. And if you found this helpful, or if you have your own stretching tips to share, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear what works for you. Every story, every bit of advice helps build a stronger, more connected community. Thanks for watching, and remember, it's never too late to keep moving, keep stretching, and keep living well